Welcome to the Power Up Talk Show, a talk show where we bring together community leaders and inspirational people that are making a difference in our community. Before I introduce my super fantastic guests, we always want to start the fun with Deion Bass, Songbirds, I know, Staying Alive. What do we got over there?
Well, ladies, Happy New Year, first of all.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Today we're going to be staying alive with some coffee that I brewed up. I have some Robusto here, and what I've done is I've made Robusto lattes with pistachio.
Ooh,
but there's a twist. I also add a little bit of our Mexican Camorra coffee liqueur. Now this stuff has a very Aztec chocolate finish to it, and it's wonderful with anything. So if you ever need to spice up your afternoons with the coffee, you know, over a business meeting or maybe at night at happy hour, this is a wonderful add. Also, for us morning people, I did not add too much because we want to make it very low proof.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ladies. Have a good show.
Thank you, Deion. Now remember, if you have a signature event, a nonprofit, or if you have just a gathering at your house that you want to show off some really great craftsmanship, remember Deion. He will come to your house, your nonprofit, any event with his craftsman's cocktails. First of all, I want to, and I'm so excited to introduce my guest today. Vanessa Mitera, did I say it right? Cheers to that. Did I say it?
Mitera.
Mitera.
She was close.
I love this girl. That's why she forgives me on that. She is a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur, a community volunteer queen. She goes to bat for any business that wants to really be seen and be out there and make a difference. Vanessa, tell me, how do you balance being a mother, an entrepreneur? You volunteer for four different boards, the ones I know of.
Right.
You have LIT, you have Women with Voices, you have Emboldened, and what's the other one?
Project Intentional.
Project Intentional.
Yeah.
How do you do it, Missy? How do you do all that, being a mother and an entrepreneur?
So my husband is also a business owner as well. So we are constantly juggling between we have two young boys. And I think that it's the support that he gives me and the support that I give him that allows us to be able to follow what we want to do. And we just are basically, you know, we tell each other, okay, this is what I have going on. And so we adjust that. But I think when you're really passionate about something and you have a goal and a dream and you have somebody who supports you, it really makes it a lot easier to make those goals and everything happen. But that does not go without a little bit of mom guilt here and there that I have sometimes, dropping off our boys at daycare or, you know, just having things in the evenings or when we have to volunteer. Sometimes it's tough because I want to be with them, but I know that especially while they're young, it's better to just go ahead and follow those dreams so that when they're older, we can kind of show them if you want to do something, you definitely can. You just got to make it happen. So it's been fun.
I love how you said that by juggling, that you both juggle. Who's the heavy juggler?
I would say for the most part, it's me, but at the same time, I mean, there are definitely moments where he will take on more of the heavy lifting, especially in the evening. So I'm usually the one that has a little bit more flexibility within my schedule, whereas he doesn't. So,
well, I'm personally going to thank you right now today because I would be lost without her on the board for Women with Voices. So thank you.
Thank you.
You were so passionate about businesses and having their brilliancy stand out from other industries. Having two young boys and doing all your volunteer work, what is it that motivates you to do that, first of all? And what is it that you stand out from the rest of the industries that are in the same thing that you do?
So for me, being a business owner, I think is really lonely. And I love to come in and just be that support for businesses to help them, just give them a clear path and a clear goal, but just somebody to help in every aspect of their business. It's not just linear and saying, okay, well, I'm going to help you build your brand. I really want to make sure that everything that you're doing is standing out, because like I said, business or entrepreneurship really is so much of a solo pursuit. And in that, there's no right or wrong direction to take. And so even if it's, for me, it's more of a mindset thing. A lot of business owners, because that's what I work with exclusively, businesses, and I find that they have so many mental roadblocks that keep them from just pursuing what it is that they love, because they're nervous, they feel like an imposter, they don't know where to go. And so even just to have somebody come in and be a cheerleader and say, absolutely, you can do this, or this is exactly how to get from here to here, has been, I think that's what I'm really passionate about. And that's where, I don't know, just being able to come in and just be somebody who's a cheerleader, an advocate, another person to just say you're doing the right thing, has been a lot of fun. On the volunteer side of things, it's just, I mean, there's so many amazing businesses out there, whether they're a nonprofit, whether they are a networking group, because Embolden is the other one that I help with, and it is just, I don't know, to be able to help on that scale, to help other entrepreneurs or to help another nonprofit organization. I think the passion just happens when you get to know who they are. I find that when you work with so many businesses and you truly find out what it is, their mission, their purpose, you're like, oh my gosh, I loved working with you, and I want other people to know more about what you do. So it just kind of happens naturally.
And can you share with the audience, last year we had our Live Your Why BU Summit. It was almost a year from today. It's coming up in January.
Yes.
And you attended that event. And can you share with the audience what you took away from that?
So I would say that was really the start. So I pivoted my business into working solely with other business owners, and I had made a goal for myself that year to just get out and be around other businesses, because like I said, it can get very lonely. And I just wanted to network, to meet new people. And so I went to the event. I went by myself. I didn't know, I didn't go with anybody. And it was just the most inspiring event to hear, not being sold to. Like, you're hearing genuine stories from other women about the struggles that they face. And it was amazing to just see that side that a lot of people don't share. And it actually helped give me a lot of clarity within my business, the direction that I wanted to go with it, who I wanted to help. And I don't know, it was very uplifting, very inspiring. I feel like that's really the only word that I can use, because it really inspired me to go into the direction that I wanted to go with my business. It was helpful, and I loved it. And so I can't wait for it. I can't believe all the planning and everything, that it's only, it's like less than 10
days,
yeah.
Countdown, sold out.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is because she has helped me so much with the summit, and I just have to do a big shout out to her.
Thank you.
We all need our tribe, right? And our people to help us, and she's one of them.
Thank
and
you.
I just appreciate you.
Yes, you're doing an amazing job with everything. Every time I talk to you, you're like, oh my gosh, this person, oh my gosh, that. And it's just been so fun to see what goes into the planning and everything for something like that. So.
It's truly what I speak about the power of community and connections.
Yes.
And if you don't embrace your community, you're just missing out on wonderful connections.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Can you share with me, you've had multiple careers, right? Mm-hmm. What are some lessons that you've learned that made you take that step to be an entrepreneur? Because you have a great background. What was it that made you, motivate you besides the summit? But you really pivoted. Mm-hmm. Tell the audience, what made you do that?
So initially I started, like when I graduated high school, I was set on becoming a doctor, fully pursued that, and then realized that just was not in the cards for me unless I wanted to go to school for most of my life. And the stage that I was in, it didn't work. And I knew that God had a different plan for me in that respect. And so I pivoted and found myself in this amazing, I was a nanny for a little while, and then pivoted to working at PayPal for a long time. And I just knew that I wasn't where I was meant to be. And I think you always kind of have this little thing in the background that tells you you're meant for more, you're meant for more. And I didn't follow it. I just stayed where I was comfortable for a really long time because I had a great career. It was one that afforded me a lot of opportunities and benefits. And so, especially when you're married to somebody who is self-employed, it is really hard to not just see that aspect of it. But I wasn't going anywhere. And I had one foot in there and then the other foot always working another job, whether that was, I did house cleaning for a little bit. And then I was like, okay, well, this isn't for me, and pursued photography with, after my oldest was born. And I loved that. Yeah. I thought that was so amazing, so fun. But even still with that, I knew that there was a little bit more and a little bit, I just found myself always wanting more and more. And I truly feel like that is God calling you to say, hey, this isn't where you're meant to be. I'm going to nudge you into where I want you at. And I was forced into becoming an entrepreneur full-time, essentially. You know, I stayed home with my boys for almost a year, and that really, for some moms, that is totally for them, but I knew that was just not in the cards for me. I love them, but it was just so tough. Like, shout out to stay-at-home moms. That is, to me, one of the toughest jobs. It's very rewarding, but it is so tough. And in a matter of like 0 to 100, everything went full speed with my business when I was aligned with what I was supposed to do.
What's great when you know where you want to go, and I don't know how many people out there right now have been half in, half out with their jobs or relationships or anything. Right. But it's always that moment that you're like, I am going to just do it.
Exactly.
I'm going to do it. I'm not going to look back, and I can either let it build me or break me, but I'm going to do it.
Right.
And once you take that step, I think you're just unstoppable because the purpose behind the passion is so present.
Yes, and I think there is a little bit of, it's not risk, but it is a little bit of, you have to go all in because there isn't another alternative, or you're like, I have to make this work. This is for real now. This is my income. This is my dream. I really want to make this happen. And I feel like there's a little bit more seriousness behind that when you make that decision to fully go. But it is a tough one for most people because they're leaving the comfort of a 9-to-5 or something that is guaranteed versus entrepreneurship, where it's a lot based on your work ethic, whether that's the connections, that's going out and hustling every single day and doing what you need to do. But most people are kind of nervous of that. And I see that all the time when I work with businesses. They're like I said, it's a mindset thing. So it is scary, but when I made the decision to, it went from 0 to 100, and it's just been amazing. So
when you said hustle, right, you have to hustle. And when people see you living your passion and they see you doing what you love, they see that spark, right? And that's what people are attracted to because you're hustling, you're taking that chance. And that's how I feel that people become successful, is because they're doing what they love, and they're being themselves, and they're doing what they love, right?
Yes. And I think that's so much of what it doesn't feel like work. So when you are shifting around your schedule to accommodate, you know, something going on in your personal life or something going on with your kids or whatever, and you have those late nights where you're up till midnight or 11, it doesn't feel like work because you're like, I just love what I'm doing so much. And I think that is one of the biggest blessings of being an entrepreneur, and how I manage being a mom too, is the flexibility and being able to say, I don't have to ask somebody when I need to take time off. I don't have to ask to, you know, stay home with my boys when they're sick or go to a doctor's appointment. I just shift around my schedule and we make it happen. So it's definitely been worth it.
It's wonderful because even though you may be working harder, it's for you.
Yes.
So any entrepreneurs out there are just waiting to take that step, Vanessa and I would love to have you take that step and coach you there.
Yes. I feel like so many people just need that nudge, just to say, you can do this. You can leave your 9-to-5 if that's, you know, really what is in the cards for you, or you can stay and, you know, work it as a little side thing. But I feel like the benefit comes in just having that freedom.
and just saying yes to you. Say yes to you, right? What is it about the industry? Because she does a lot of my social media reels, and she is a superstar. But I also know, with my background in media and TV and print advertising, that creativity like that, you're born with. When did you realize that you just are really good at photography, reels, videos, making the statement on social media? It's called branding.
I didn't realize it until I realized what it actually was. So branding in and of itself, there's so many different facets to it. I didn't realize until I was in it that it's always been something that I've been passionate about. Image, making sure things look good, making sure people are in line with what it is that they're doing. It just is something that I found myself doing all the time. And when it came to photography, I didn't even know, I would not consider myself as somebody who is creative. Like when I went to school, that was not even in the cards. I did go to school for interior design for a couple of years, and I had to take a drawing class, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm horrible at it. Maybe this is not the right career for me. But I mean, there's so many different areas that you can shine in, and I think that having the ability to recognize through photography, like, oh, this is what is going to make a person look really good, or this is how to photograph. It's all a skill. It's not something that I feel like you do have it naturally, but I feel like in all the education and learning and everything has helped me with that, and all the self-development that I do. I think that anybody could be good at it. It just takes a lot of practice and really knowing what to look for. And I think the most helpful thing for me has been specializing and not being a jack of all trades. And so when I work with businesses, I really have a clear understanding with, okay, what is going to look good for whatever their mission is or their goals, rather than I just know a little bit here, I know a little bit about this, a little bit about that. I'd rather know fully who you are in and out and then help you shine in that way. But no, I really don't think I was born with it. I think it's just been a lot of learning and trial and error, which I think that's how it is with any business. When you start something, I think there is such a level of education that goes into no matter what it is that you're doing, like with you and coaching and speaking, doing workshops. It's a lot of education and knowing, okay, this is exactly how we're going to speak, and this is different techniques that you can use, and then helping other people and mindset. I think with every business, it's a lot of wearing a million different hats, because you have to be an accountant, the social media person, like all of these different things that you just learn along the way, and then you kind of figure out, I really love doing that. I'm going to do more of that. So that's what it's been for me, just finding what I love and doing more of it.
Well, being a high school cheer coach for multiple years, and now I feel like I've been a coach for nonprofits, businesses, people my entire life.
Yep.
We all need a coach. I have a coach, you have a coach. We all need a coach, because it's that experience that person has that we want a part of.
Right.
And I feel like we're helping, right? Sales my entire life.
Yeah.
You're not really selling, you're helping. And when you can find something that others need knowledge on, it's called amazingness, because you're sharing your talents.
Right.
I call it seasoned, but it's talents.
Well, it is. And I think that you can relate to that as well as being a cheerleader for other businesses, because you are such an advocate of connecting people and helping them see, okay, this is who you should be with. You bring out that I want to say their shine, but like you really do help them blossom in whatever area it is. And so I think that you can relate to just wanting more for people. And whatever that is, whether it's through connections, whether it's through embracing, who you are with your voice, it is just so much of just building that confidence within people that when they have it, they're like, okay, I can actually do this, or I can pursue this, or I can be better at this. So, and then it helps not only that person, but all the other people that they're touching with that. So
it's the challenge. We need to challenge. I know you challenge me. I challenge you. And you need someone just to challenge you.
Right.
And that's what you do with your business too. Thank you for those nice words. By the way, I did not pay her. I'm like, you are amazing. It's because that challenge of getting out of your box and being your true self, and as a branding, you help women tell them you can't help everyone.
Right.
You can't help everyone. Who's your core business?
Exactly.
Who's your core person? And people need that because we
Right.
want to help everyone,
Yeah.
but we don't have 3 of us.
Yeah.
And that's what you help. And you really help with your branding of their personality, their profession, and as a person.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Make sure you check out our website. Is there any last words you would like to share with the audience about 2024, right? It's a new year, everyone. Yay! It's a new year, a new start. What is it that you would want young entrepreneurs to know? It's a new year. This is what you should look at your branding, professionally, personally. What would you like to share?
I would say don't let the fear of being a perfectionist stop you from going after what it is that you want, whether that's looking perfect on social media, whether that's presenting yourself in a certain way. Like, of course, those things are important, but don't stay in that place of just being stagnant because you're so worried about not having everything in line, or, I didn't achieve this goal, or it's the failure that helps you to learn. And then you learn, okay, well, I didn't love doing this, or I could have done better at that. Just don't. Those, for me, failing faster has always been my goal. Like, I just want to do this, and whether it's right or it's wrong, I want to just do it and be that much closer to my goal or my dream. And it's okay to pivot. I think as business owners, we pivot a lot. And you're not going to get it 100% right on the first try, but just going in and saying, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to make it a goal, and I'm going to make it happen. Maybe it didn't happen on the timeline that I wanted, but I'll still get there. So overall, it would just be, just don't let perfectionism stop you from putting yourself out there.
With our Women with Voices on our private Facebook group, I'm telling the women to share you. Do a reel, which you really promote reels, right? Because people buy you.
Right.
They need to know you. And that's one challenge. I know you really work with your coaches about getting out there.
Right.
And you don't have to practice 30 times for an Instagram reel.
No.
Just take the first cut. Because you know what? We're human.
Right.
You're going to mess up. Nobody wants to see a perfect person.
No.
Okay?
No.
That's my advice for 2024. Just be you. Don't be perfect.
Yes, exactly.
There's only one person. He's not sharing the secrets. So, all right, Vanessa, as we get ready to leave, and we're going to say goodbye to you, even though, well, just for the show, because I can't live without her. What is it? How can we get a hold of you? Where can we find you on your platforms?
So everything I do is consistent across the board. It's just Mitera Branding on any social. And just send me a DM. I love connecting, whether that's through LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm not on YouTube, so well,
She
I
will
be here.
Now that's now, yeah, it's gonna happen. Yes.
So yep, just connect with me on social. I'm pretty active. So.
Well, remember, if you want to stand out in your industry and you want someone to work with you that's very passionate about their job, Vanessa will go to bat for you. She looks at you as a person, not really like she will look at your product, but really it's your person and your dreams. She will help you with your dreams. So thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for being.
Oh, thank you, Sandy, for your
I
kind
guess.
words. You're so sweet. I never say you either.
Oh, thank you. Now remember, to be a change, to make a difference, one person. It takes one person. Go out there, be the change, make a difference. Thank you, Sandy Spady. Happy New Year.